Hey guys, hope you're all good. Just a little encouragement for you for the week. I've been looking at this unusual practice that I find in the Bible about tearing clothes. When someone's mourning in grief, they will often tear their clothes, and it's an unusual thing, but when you understand it, it's actually really helpful in how we could really apply that to us today in our culture. And the issue is really that when someone's in grief, tearing their clothes is like saying, I'm taking off the outer layer to show you what's really happening on the inside. I'm beyond trying to cover it all up now. I'm hurting and I need to display it. And they had this culture where someone would sit with them for up to 7 days and not to speak to them. They didn't ask questions, they just allowed the person to grieve. They were just present. If the person spoke to them, they could speak and share and sympathise and be in it together. But the goal wasn't to talk, the goal was just to literally be there. And it's an amazing thought process. But then it's added to, because we see that when Jesus, the Son of God, goes to the cross and dies a death he didn't deserve, we see that the veil is torn to the temple. And what the veil covers, it covers the Holy of Holies, which is where the very presence of God was. And so as Jesus died, the Father was able to put his grief on display and tear the clothes and allow people to see, this is who I really am. And it allows us to understand that Father God actually completely understands grief, completely understands sadness, totally gets it. And he put himself on display and he's able to say, this is what it looks like. And the great thing about that is that we then have resurrection. We have, as those who are Christians, have a message of hope that yes, there's grief, yes, there's sadness, but there's also a new day. There's also a resurrection. There's also a getting back up. There is also new life. And it's such an amazing, it's the best message on the planet for me. And then you start thinking, what does that mean for me and for you, wherever you stand in life? There are so many people carrying grief right now. There are so many people with sadness in their heart. There are so many people struggling and wrestling with all kinds of stuff. And I believe as a culture, we're getting better at listening, getting better at talking, getting better at getting it out. And so in many ways, this whole idea of tearing your clothes is actually being able to say, this is what's really going on inside. And could we learn from that cultural aspect of being present in someone's moment? And not that you've got all the answers, not that you've got loads of stuff to say. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But maybe actually the key is just to be present in the moment, just to be there for someone. But then we also had this opportunity as it starts to unpack and unfold that we carry this message of new life and new hope. There's always a new day. Yes, there's a moment of mourning, there's a moment of weeping, there's a moment of grieving, but there's a new day. Do you know what? Jesus gets up and defeated everything that could come against me and you that is trying to destroy life, and he brings with him the fullest life. So I hope that encourages you, inspires you to maybe put some of those practices into your life, to be there for the people who need you to be there, not to have all the answers, but to carry this essence of new life with you that brings hope even in the darkest situations. Go and be a blessing to someone. Love to you all.